Hello, thank you for joining me again as we do more books before bedtime. Easter is approaching soon, so I wanted to let everyone know that the library will be hosting a Easter egg hunt for kids 10 and under. We do need you to sign your kiddos up for that though if you do want to have your kids participate in that. We have two options for it, a Thursday evening or the Saturday before Easter. So call your library and get signed up for that. Until then, we will continue reading with some books, and like I said, Easter is approaching soon. So tonight we're going to read Easter Bunny Blues. It's written by Carol Wallace, and Holiday House is the publisher. Chapter 1, Clucking and Quacking. A commotion woke Petey from his sleep. Quack, quack, cluck, cluck. Ears perked. The little dog ran to the fence. Old Jack was standing guard. What can you see? Petey asked. The ducks and chickens must be having a wild party, Old Jack said. The old hens are flapping their wings and clucking at the ducks. 6 ducks waddled towards the dogs. What's going on? Old Jack called. It's bad, really bad news, said Yellow Duck. The Easter's bunnies got the flu, Brown Duck said. Easter's a week away. What are we going to do? Asked Speckled Duck. What's the Easter bunny? Petey asked Old Jack. The Easter bunny is just a plain old rabbit most of the year, Old Jack said. Right before Easter, he gets his superpowers and creates spring magic. What's spring magic? Petey asked. You were little last year, but our girl Belle had so much fun. The Easter bunny left her a lot of colorful eggs. She even found some candy ones, Old Jack explained. Petey plopped down in his doghouse. His ears drooped. He thought about Belle. We've got to do something, Old Jack, Petey said. I want Belle to be happy, too. It's not just for her. Almost all children love the Easter bunny, Old Jack said. Okay, Chapter 2, a plan. What does the Easter bunny do? Petey asked. The week before Easter, Bunny gets his magic, Old Jack said. He collects eggs. He decorates them in beautiful colors. He delivers them in special baskets to children everywhere. His powers must be really super to do that, said Petey. The Easter bunny is very special, Old Jack said. He must really be sick, or he would have gathered the eggs from the chickens and ducks. How can we help? Petey asked. I don't know, Petey. We don't have superpowers like the Easter bunny. The commotion from the barn started again. The old hens were clucking about the Easter bunny. If we work together, maybe we can get Easter for Belle, said Petey. Old Jack pricked his ears. How? We can ask the ducks and the chickens for eggs. The rabbits can bring them to us. We have lots of squirrels around here, Old Jack said. They are messy, but they can be very creative. They have paintbrushes for tails. Paint! Where can we get paint? Petey squeaked. The birds can help, Old Jack answered. They can find berries and fruits to mix together. What about the other dogs? Can't they help? Asked Petey. Dogs are strong and very helpful, but the people will notice if they are missing, warned Old Jack. Oh dear, I thought we had it all figured out. That's it. The deer, said Old Jack. They are fast. They can take the eggs to the rabbits around the world if we work at night. No one will know the dogs are missing from their homes. It's only a week until Easter, Petey said. We have to begin soon. But there still is a problem, said Old Jack. Easter baskets. We have to put the eggs in something. The Easter bunny is the only one who knows where the baskets are. Are you afraid of the flu? Petey asked. Of course not. Do you know where the Easter bunny lives? Old Jack pricked his ears. Think so. Let's go talk to him, Petey said. Chapter 3, Easter Baskets. Old Jack started digging. I can scoop between the gate and fence. I'll dig from the other side, said Petey. Go, Petey, get us out of here. Dirt flying, the two dogs dug and dug. Finally, Old Jack squeezed his way free. Let's go find the Easter Bunny. Old Jack shook the dirt from his coat. The two friends trotted to the woods. Old Jack's ears poked as he sniffed. Morning, Mrs. Bunny. Old Jack greeted her. Good morning to you, dogs. What brings you to this part of the woods? She asked. We heard that the Easter Bunny has the flu, Petey said. He's been pretty sick. He's got the blues, too. Mrs. Bunny wiped her paws on her apron. We're here to help. We have an idea. To get the eggs decorated and sent to kids all over the world. But we don't know where the baskets are, Old Jack explained. I'll talk to Clarence and see what he can do. He will be thankful for your help, Mrs. Bunny said. Work starts in the meadow tomorrow night, Old Jack said. The next day, Petey and Old Jack went to the meadow. Baskets were stacked all around. Piles of eggs filled the hayfield. Chickens and ducks carried dozens more. Tails flicked as the squirrels scurried around. Squawk, Jaybird called. Petey jumped. Who's in charge here? Jaybird stared at Petey. We've worked hard to get those collars right. The evening sky was filled with birds carrying berries in their beaks. Jaybird, can you talk to the crows about relaying the baskets to the next meadow? Old Jack called. I'll tell them, Jaybird said. Chapter 4, Spring Magic. For 5 nights the animals worked hard. The early birds rolled the eggs to the geese lined up the eggs. Tails swishing, the squirrels splattered paint, fluffing their feathers, the chickens dried them. The ducks rolled the eggs to the waiting baskets. The field rabbits lined up to give the eggs to the deer and dogs. The deer delivered them to the rabbits in far-off meadows. Jaybird swooped in. Work faster. We've been working as fast as we can, Petey said. There's just 1 night to finish, Jaybird said. Suddenly, everything got quiet in a meadow. A shadow covered the ground as a huge bunny walked into the field. The chickens and ducks were silent. The rabbits hid in the grass. The deer and dogs dropped their baskets, except for their tails. The squirrels were perfectly still. Petey and Old Jack stared. Easter Bunny, do you still have the flu? Look at me. I beat the blues. My magical powers are back, the Easter Bunny said. Cheers shot out from the meadow. We've been working hard, but we are still a little bit short, Old Jack said. You've done a wonderful job. Now that I'm here, we can get this done in a flash, the Easter Bunny said. The Easter Bunny raised his arms, and the meadow filled with bright lights and beautiful colors. Instantly, baskets loaded with Easter surprises appeared in the field. Hooray! Everyone cheered. Wow, you didn't need us after all, Petey said. Oh, yes, I did, the Easter Bunny said. There is no way that I could have completed all this while I finished these late deliveries. I have a treat for you and all your friends. The Easter Bunny threw his paws in the air. The meadow filled with Easter surprises for everyone. The workers all shouted, 3 cheers for the Easter Bunny. The Easter Bunny answered, You helped make Easter this year. We did it together. Then, magically, the Easter Bunny and all his baskets were gone. He really is a super bunny, Petey said. 3 cheers for the Easter Bunny. Okay, and our next book is called The Bears in the Bed and the Great Big Storm. This book is written by Paul Bright and published by Good Books. How the wind blew. It howled in the treetops so that the branches bent and creaked and the leaves shivered and shook. It blew over the hills and the high places, howling and wailing through the rocky passes. Bear and Mrs. Bear slept warm and snug and untroubled in their bed. Then Bear felt a tugging at his blanket. He opened one eye. There was Baby Bear. There's a monster outside. I can hear it howling and wailing, and I'm scared. Can I sleep in your bed? There's no such thing as monsters, said Bear. What a scaredy bear you are. But he pulled back the cover, and Baby Bear snuggled up warm and safe. How the thunder crashed! It boomed and cracked so the house shuddered and the windows rattled. It grumbled and rumbled and echoed and faded only to boom and crash again. Mrs. Bear and Baby Bear slept warm and snug and untroubled in their bed. But Bear lay awake with his paws over his ears. Then Bear felt a tapping on his shoulder. There was Little Bear. There's a monster outside. Its tummy is rumbling and grumbling like it's going to eat me. Can I sleep with you? There's no such thing as monsters, said Bear. You're actually another scaredy bear. But he lifted the cover, and Little Bear snuggled up warm and safe. How the lightning flashed! It forked and flickered, lightening the scurrying clouds and splashing quick black shadows on the windows and the walls. Mrs. Bear and Baby Bear and Little Bear slept warm and snug and untroubled in their bed. But Bear lay awake with his pillow wrapped around his head. Then Bear felt a tap at his nose. It was young Bear. There's a monster outside. It has huge twisted horns, and it's making shadows on my wall. Can I come and sleep in your bed? There's no such thing as monsters, cried Bear. But he let young Bear climb into the bed where he snuggled up warm and safe. I think that bed's getting kind of full. Now Bear was wide awake. He listened to the wind howling and the thunder crashing. He watched the lightning fork and flash. Young Bear's right, he thought. The shadows on the walls do look like monster horns, and he pulled up the bed covers right over his head. Suddenly there was a rat-tat-tat at the door. Everyone woke at once. Who can that be? Said Bear. It's probably nothing at all, said Mrs. Bear. Go and see. She gave Bear a little push. Bear climbed nervously out of bed. He picked up a candle to light his way and padded slowly, ever so slowly, to the door. You're all such scaredy bears, he said to the others. There's no such things as monsters. As he turned the handle, the wind blew the door open. The candle went out, and everything was black as black. Then the lightning flashed. A monster! Shouted Bear. He jumped back in fright and dived straight under the bed. It's not a monster, it's a moose, said Moose, stepping through the doorway. The storm has blown my house away. Can I sleep in yours? Bear peered out from under the bed. Baby Bear and Little Bear and Young Bear laughed and laughed and laughed. What a scaredy bear you are, they said. Don't you know there's no such thing as monsters? The end. Well, I hope you enjoyed the books this week. I will be back next week with more books to read, and remember to stop by the library and sign up for the Easter egg hunt and pick up your grab and go craft. Have a good week.